Thank you for staying with us. Breastfeeding remains one of the most effective ways to promote a baby's health, development, and survival during the early stages of life. To emphasize its importance, World Breastfeeding Week is observed every year from 1st to the 7th of August, aiming to raise global awareness about the crucial role breastfeeding plays in the well-being of both infants and mothers. As the world commemorates this important week, it is vital for Nigeria to prioritize the creation of sustainable support systems for breastfeeding mothers. This includes ensuring access to accurate information, skilled health support, and environments that encourage and protect breastfeeding practices. All right, joining us via Zoom for this conversation is the State Nutrition Officer, Lagos State Ministry of Health, Taiwo Fadairo. Good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Hello, the sound is low.
Good morning. Can you hear me now?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Great.
But the sound is a bit low.
We can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Good morning.
You're welcome. It's good to have you join us once again.
You.
Now, we hear, according to reports, that Lagos State climbed to 57.4%, surpassing the global benchmark of 50% regarding breastfeeding rate. How was it able to achieve this feat?
How was it?
Able to achieve this feat.
Yes, thank you so very much. Just as you have said, and the survey has it, there's the National Demographic Health Survey. Lagos State surpassed the global targets of 50% with an exclusive breastfeeding rate of 57.4%. The state has done a lot of enormous intervention to make us achieve this. The state, first of all, since July 2014, enacted the Breastfeeding Week, which was the first in the nation. July 2014, with a maternity leave of 6 months for lactating mothers, women that just put to bed, 6-month maternity leave with a corresponding 14 days paternity leave for the fathers, so that the fathers can also support the women, and the women will have the opportunity to breastfeed. You know, breastfeeding, exclusive breastfeeding is from point of delivery, 1 hour after delivery, that's 0 to 6 months, exclusively. No water, no herbs, no any form of concoction, just breast milk for that child, which is the best nutritious food for a child.
It is.
And aside all that, apart from the 6 months maternity leave, the state has a lot of maternal and child centers for women and children only, where they can, with a lot of consultants that can help to ensure that support women to breastfeed and watch and help intervene in areas where there are issues, especially women with inverted nipples and all that. They are sensitized, their capacities are built even before delivery at all these centers.
Okay, congratulations for hitting 50% and above. It is heartwarming to know that a lot of people are responding to it. I am a beneficiary of it myself. And yes, all right. However, we still have 50% or less that do not know anything about this or that are still struggling with the information that comes from exclusive breastfeeding. Could you talk to that percentage, please?
Yeah, the state hitting 57.4% out of 100 still means there are a lot of gaps, and the state is not relenting on its effort. So because of these, a lot of capacity building, sensitization is going on in the state across from the state, local level, government level, and as far as the community level, where the masses are reached. So that's through the state and the state primary health care board, and across all the districts. We have 6 districts in the state. So it's our responsibility to ensure that people are sensitized, especially mothers, fathers, religious leaders, the leaders in the community, all the gatekeepers, market men, market women, youth groups. If everybody is aware, the breastfeeding, lactating mother will be encouraged, will be supported to breastfeed. So a lot of work is going on at the primary health care level, at the state level, at the district level, so that we can reach, even at the facility, at all facility, government-owned facility, even private-owned facility, because the private health workers are also, their capacities are also built on this by the state to ensure that they also follow suit. We ensure, to ensure that they initiate breastfeeding early enough, within 1 hour of delivery. Because early initiation of breastfeeding is putting the baby to breast within 1 hour of delivery. That's still at the labor ward, so that all those ones too has its own advantages on the mother and of course on the child. So we ensure that the private facilities are carried along. And truth be told, most of our women, the population in Lagos, a large population also visit the private facility. So we have to co-opt the private facility to ensure that we have a whole encompassing results.
All right. Once again, thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate women today. We know how, difficult it is breastfeeding, but I really want to go grassroots with this question. We understand the importance of breastfeeding. We understand what it does to the baby. But right now, I want to talk about the Gen Z moms. Most of them do not believe in breastfeeding because you hear stories like, oh, if I breastfeed, oh, my breast will fall. We've had so many myths and so many stories like this. How can we change the narrative? How can we give more education to make these women understand that, this is very important for the child. This is very important for the baby. Because I tell you what, I'm Gen Z. I listen to a lot of Gen Z moms, and they tell you, no, I cannot breastfeed. Oh, it's not possible. Is it true that when you breastfeed, your breast will actually fall? We need to clarify these things because most people, actually believe in this. And how can we educate, these mothers to understand the importance of breastfeeding, especially the Gen Z moms?
Really, that's an aspect that the state is aware of. We won't say we are not aware of it. Everyone is aware of it. And we know that a lot of them do have that belief. But I can assure you 100%, with the woman's body makeup are built, either you breastfeed or you don't breastfeed, the breast will still fall.
Okay.
It will still fall. That's how it is. So why not breastfeed? Either you, as the age increases, the breast falls. It falls. So it is not the breastfeeding alone that makes the breast fall. So either you breastfeed, age contributes a major factor. And after breastfeeding, ensuring that your child gets the best. Looking at the enormous importance of breastfeeding, you will not want to compromise that with breast falling or other. And of course, after breastfeeding, after raising your children, giving them the best of everything, nourishment and everything, you can still dress up. There are a lot of wears that you can wear to keep you back to your shape, We have also practiced this and we are enjoying it. Yeah.
Interesting to know. So if you look at it, studies have actually shown that breast milk is so unique that it has different tastes, different flavors, different nutrition at different time of the day, maybe morning, night, and evening. I want to know whether it caters for, whether it also caters for their different nutritional needs at different times, or is it dependent on the kind of food the mother eats, mood, health, etc. And breastfeeding, is it also linked to when women breastfeed? Is it tied to reduction in health risk when it comes to breast cancer, etc.?
Thank you very much. In fact, this is a very sensitive part that we wish everybody can know. Now, breast milk as it is the best meal for a child because it has all the necessary nutrients and vitamins, all the necessary nutrients that the child needs for healthy growth, for cognitive development, for intelligence, and everything, mental growth, physical, internal, everything that the child needs, and at the right proportion. It has enough carbohydrates, it has enough protein, it has enough minerals, vitamin, even fats and oils. So it has everything. So, you know, everyone has a recommended daily allowance of this nutrient. If you don't meet those recommended daily allowance, that's when you start coming down, wasting shows up. Some people tend to be lean, so we call it wasting, and in all, malnutrition sets in. But for a child with studies and everything, we discovered that a child that is being born 0 to 6 months needs breast milk exclusively, without water, without concoction, without anything. So it is there to meet the daily dietary requirements of that child. So it suits the child because it contains all the nutrients. So from 6 months and above, from 6 months, a woman is supposed to introduce the child to complementary feeding. We call it complementary feed. That's locally produced nutrients that has all the carbohydrate, protein, all the nutrients that the child needs. That's it. We call it most time 4-star diets, 5-star diets, depending on in the morning. If the child takes a diet, like a diet now, we say carbohydrate is a diet. If it has animal protein, is another star. Let's say carbohydrate is a star. If it has animal protein, another star. Plant protein, another star. If it has your egg, is another star. Minerals, minerals from fruits, vegetables.
Ms. Fadairo, are you there?
Big all this to have 4-star diet accordingly. So from 6 months after exclusive breastfeeding, you introduce this complementary feeding with continued breastfeeding up to 2 years or more. So at that 2 years, you know, that's when we feel the brain has finally developed. So at that stage, that child's brain has finally developed. That means breastfeeding coupled with appropriate complementary feeding for the first 6 months. From 0 months up to 2 years, complementary feeding, that child is good to go. It will help the cognitive development and all that. So the child is okay. Then that means stunting. That's to prevent stunting in children. Stunting is a permanent, irreversible damage to the brain of a child, and it also affects the child's height. That child cannot be as tall as his or her contemporaries when compared, stunting, and it also affects the brain of a child. So a child that is well fed with exclusive breastfeeding coupled with continuous breastfeeding and complementary feeding, that child will have good brain, good development, and the IQ will be so good. That child will not have come down with infections and diseases. And that definitely, you will see the parents, breast milk is at no cost. It is readily available. It has a lot of advantages to the child, to the mother, and to the society, because the family, let's say to the family now, they don't have to start buying breast milk substitute. You know what the economy is saying. So they have the one that is readily available and nutritious. Then to the society, a society that has leaders. Children are leaders of tomorrow. A society that have children with good intellectuals, good brain, you know, and they have love. You know, breastfeeding brings bonding and love to a child. So a leader that has good brain, you know, let's say the leader that took a lot of good nutrients and have good brain development, intelligence and all that, will be a very good leader to the society.
Yes.
So we are promoting that.
All right. And my next question comes to this matter of alternatives to breastfeeding that we have been seeing because of the
Sorry, please, can you make it a little louder?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Now, I'm talking about the alternatives to breastfeeding that we have been seeing being marketed aggressively across the country because of urbanization. How are we addressing that while also trying to encourage exclusive breastfeeding? That's the first question. The second question is about nutrition on the side of the mother. We see that there's been an increase in the prices of food and other items, and a number of mothers cannot afford to eat well, if I may use that word. How do we also address that matter? If you see some mothers in the IDPs, they are malnourished, and it's quite difficult for them to breastfeed their children.
Yeah. Nutrition and breastfeeding, we say it's not a standalone intervention. The states, federal, everyone, worldwide, nationwide, it's a collaborative effort. And that's why we are having the annual, it's celebrated annually. For breast milk substitutes, the states does not encourage that at all. Even at all facilities, at the local government, everywhere, the state does not support it. And there is law that's a breast milk code from NAFDAC. NAFDAC are an important stakeholders in this race. NAFDAC, there is a law from NAFDAC that goes against the marketing of breast milk substitute. You do not advertise it, you do not market it, you don't place it on shelf. And health workers are not to encourage it. Nobody is expected to encourage that. So in the state, to ensure that we promote exclusive breastfeeding. And aside that, majority of our facilities, especially tertiary and secondary health facilities, even the PACs where delivery takes place, there is all health workers and women are forbidden to market breast milk substitute, all those NAN and all that, so that we can promote exclusive breastfeeding. And there's a task force to that. The task force contains comprises of people from NAFDAC, people from the state, people from the primary healthcare boards at the district level, and all that are part of the task force against breast milk substitute. But we have some women, maybe those that are advised not to breastfeed, just a very few percentage that the doctors may just see that, okay, you can go on breast milk substitute. Even HIV mothers are encouraged to breastfeed. They can breastfeed for 1 year. So with the addition of their antiretroviral drugs, they are good to go. It will be suppressing the transfer of the virus to the child, and the woman can breastfeed. She can breastfeed exclusively. So, and aside that, so that's that about the code of marketing of breast milk substitutes. So you don't advertise, you don't place it on the shelf, and we are not supposed to promote. That's what operates in Lagos State. Then on the part of the mother, a breastfeeding mother is only eating well. A lactating mother is eating well for her own health. She's not eating well to improve the quality of the breast milk. Let me tell you something. Breast milk, the quality of breast milk is the same everywhere. The quality, like for women, sorry, let me say maybe a lunatic now. You know, these lunatic mothers out there, when you see some of them that deliver and they are breastfeeding, their baby are always healthy. They have nothing to give to that child except breast milk. They give and give breast milk. And sometimes, you know, breast milk, which is one of its major advantages, is it builds the immunity of the child. It has a lot of antigens, antibodies that works, that builds the immunity of the child. So that woman out there that doesn't know what she's doing, she's breastfeeding her baby, and sometimes introduces some germs. The majority of those babies don't fall with infection, fall for infection or diseases. They are always healthy. So the same quality of breast milk that woman that doesn't know what she's doing outside is the same with the quality of breast milk produced by women that are normal mentally. So it depends on how well you breastfeed. When you breastfeed on demand, on demand, day and night, the more you breastfeed, the more milk is produced. So on the part of that woman, she's only eating, hydrating herself to ensure that she has for her own health. So we always counsel women that are breastfeeding to ensure that they are well hydrated. Hydrate yourself, take a lot of fluid, take a lot of, you can take, locally in the community, we say, go and take ogi, pap, pap to ensure that the breast milk comes out. That pap is not the one forcing the breast milk to come out. It is the more you breastfeed, the more the milk produces. So that part is to hydrate a woman. So apart from pap, you can encourage, take a lot of fluid, take a lot of juice that will make sure that you are well hydrated and ensure that you take adequate diet. Carbohydrates, you have it in your meal, protein, fruits and vegetables, all your carbohydrate, proteins, plant protein, animal protein, fruits and vegetables, dark green leafy vegetables, colored vegetables. Ensure you take that and stay well hydrated. And stress. Stress is a major factor that we know can affect a woman breastfeeding. You will just see in her, she may grow lean, maybe due to stress. But when she eats well, she's eating for her health. So she should ensure that she hydrates well.
All right, just before we let you go, Lagos State says 6 months maternity leave for new mothers and 3 weeks paternity leave for their husbands. So that means that men have a role to play in this business. Tell us, please.
Yeah, for the 6 months maternity leave is 6 months for the mothers and 2 weeks for the fathers.
All right.
So that, as we have said, let's be sincere, exclusive breastfeeding coupled with appropriate complementary feeding for 2 years is not an easy task. So a woman needs to be supported. That's where the theme for this year comes in, that we should prioritize breastfeeding and create a sustainable support system. So part of the support system are the fathers. If a father is not available financially to cater for the food that the mother will eat and cater for the child, we go a long way to reduce the mother's morale. So a father is there to assist. The father can help with other house chores. We appreciate their contribution towards provision of food, other house chores, take care of other children, and definitely at periods like that in this side of the world where we have our grandmas around in those periods to also encourage the mother. So if a father is aware of what the importance of breast milk feeding, the father will not say, no, I don't want my wife to breastfeed so that her boobs will not come down slack. So he will be there to support her. Either she breastfeed or not, it will still fall. So issue. So for the fact that a woman is breastfeeding, for the fact that a woman is breastfeeding and the man is there, helping her to stroke her back. My dear, how are you? Yeah. Continue. Okay. You are doing well. Near stroking the back of a woman, it will send some sensation to that woman. It is natural. And that sensation will go to the brain. It will tell the brain, produce me, produce me, produce me. And the brain will start coming up. That is it. Since it has been, a survey has been carried out regarding that, and we are seeing it working. So men have a very large role to play, supporting the women, men stroking the back, encouraging with women. A woman that is lactating or breastfeeding that has the support of the husband, she knows that the husband is feeling good with what she's doing, she will be motivated, encouraged to do more. The strength will come. And mere stroking of the back, the breast milk will just be coming out like that.
All right, Ms. Fadairo, I just want to quickly squeeze in this question. We're out of time, but it's very important that I ask. There is this question about the issue of vaccinating 1-year-old kid, which has been linked to the MMR, that's measles, mumps, rubella vaccine that is given to 1-year-olds, has especially been linked to cases of autism in children. What's your take on this? If you can do this in under a minute.
Oh, sorry, that question should have been best given to the healthcare providers, doctors, and all that in the facilities here.
Not a problem, but thank you so much Taiwo Fadairo, State Nutrition Officer, Lagos Ministry of Health, for your time on the program. It was quite interesting and enlightening. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you too. Very grateful. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Join us after the break as we continue the conversation on breastfeeding and how to improve mother and child health during this phase. Stay with us.